And how heavy is it? Like if you wear the Rift for like 4 hours playing video games. The ones I enjoy most are probably virtual... Wait. Virtual reality, because I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. There's a Rick and Morty game? I mean, you can tell I'm not a Rick and Morty fan. So I don't know. Do games have to be specifically made for VR? And if they're not specifically made for VR, how effective is it to like play a 3D game? Doom VR, well, do I need to say more? Okay. Job Simulator is fun. Exodus VR is pretty cool. Alright. Doom VR. I guess I should demolish the rest of this tree. Wesley says, I tried playing Assetto Corsa, which is a realistic racing game, and it worked amazing with the Oculus, even though the game was not made for it. Yeah. I mean, I think some 3D games just like translate really well. With the steering wheel and shift the Oculus and then hours of Euro Truck Simulator. Euro Truck Simulator. Does that work? Virtual reality Euro Truck Simulator. I've bought it. I still haven't played it. I should play it, I think. Euro Truck Simulator. So we need to block the water off here. Works great. Euro Truck Simulator VR. Not a multiplayer, sadly. Oh, really? It's really not that heavy to wear. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I guess they would try to make it as light as possible. I mean, it wouldn't do to have a giant piece of metal on your head all the time for like hours on end. If the first few times you play with it, you're gonna feel weird after you play with... Wait, if it's the first few times you play with it, you're gonna feel weird after. Okay. I mean, of course it takes some getting used to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh snap! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wesley says you still think you're in VR when you take it off. Which is a weird sensation. I guess that means like the VR works really great because like you can't tell the difference between reality and virtual reality. So now when you play without VR, do you think to yourself, hey, everything is so 2D, like why is everything so flat? The controllers become second nature to your hand controls. Oh, that's good. That sounds promising. It does sound promising because what you're telling me, Wesley, is that like people adjust to VR quite successfully. I mean, my concern is that it would just be weird, like it'll feel weird. But if you adjust to it effectively, then it doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Put that there. It's really something you just have to try for yourself because nobody can really explain or show it. Yeah, fair enough. Although, you know, if that's the case, then somebody better get me a VR set. They're so expensive though. Like, they're still so expensive that people aren't gonna just buy one without trying it first. And so what we need is people to like let me try their VR. If they want to convince me, somebody needs to give me a VR set to try out. I can't imagine anyone, you know, putting down several $100s or even several $1,000s for the expensive stuff. It's like, oh, maybe this will be fun. Let's pay several $1,000s for it. I bought the Oculus for €400 with the controllers and 2 lighthouses. Yeah, I mean, €400, what's that? Like almost 1,000 New Zealand dollars? Yeah, and the Vive is near €1,000. So it's expensive stuff. Like people aren't gonna just, oh, maybe I want this. Let's try it. One, 2, and 3. There's an underground lake here. I'm just gonna pave over it. I mean, I'm just thinking now, like, what games would I want to try in VR? Maybe like the horror stuff, like Soma, the playthrough I'm uploading now. Maybe that would be cool in VR. Get really jump scared. Or like art games like Proteus? Is it no, Proteus. Do you guys remember Proteus? That might be really trippy in VR. Amazon ship to New Zealand is apparently 840 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, so like almost 1,000. Over 800. The New Zealand dollar has gained against the euro, it seems like. It used to be more... Oh crap, there's water here. I'm still thinking like, what games would I want to try out in VR? I actually can't think of that many off the top of my head. And maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is not to like play existing games. €1 is 1.68. Alright, someone's knocking on the door. I guess I have to get the door, guys. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, well, I'm back. Real people, am I right? Okay, let's keep punching dirt. Outlast is in VR as well, although Outlast is so dark that I'm not sure you'll see anything, even with VR. What are some like really beautiful games? Maybe Skyrim. Although Skyrim really it's only Riften. Wesley says a game I really want to try in VR is called Wilson's Heart. Wait, is that like a surgery game? A surgery simulator? Wilson's Heart? Oh, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter should be amazing in VR. It's a horror game made for VR where you're in a mental hospital. Well, I mean, that seems controversial. And you have to find your heart. Oh, wait. You literally lose your heart? Or is that a metaphor, or do you... A lot of weird stuff start happening around you. Oh, hey, that's... that sounds interesting. Hard to explain. Well, it does sound hard to explain, Wesley. I mean, when you start having to find your heart. But you're talking about games that are specifically designed for VR, right, Wesley? Is there like a VR marketplace that I don't know about? You seem to have listed a lot of games that are VR only. Because I haven't heard of some of this stuff outside of you talking about it. And if there is a market for games that are VR only, how big is that market? There's a whole section in Steam that I've never seen before. Purely VR, alright. So basically I have never seen this part of Steam before. Huh. I mean, fair enough. I mean, of course. If you have VR, you should probably get games that are designed for VR. And these games don't have any market outside of people who own VR systems. There's also virtual reality Steam, so you can see Steam in the Oculus and browse your library. Hey, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, Steam is also a company that's really Steam is the one that has the deal with Vive, right? The HTC Vive you can buy off Steam as well. So Steam also put a lot of money into VR development. I wonder though, like how many people own Steam and how many of those have VR? Yeah, the only that is amazing, it's almost like Matrix. I mean, VR interfaces I'm also kind of interested in, just conceptually. Like, immersive interfaces. There's also upcoming VR movies. Oh, hey, So they're like, are they like 360 experiences? Is that what's going on? VR movies. Not much to watch outside the things you find on YouTube for now, but it's cool, yeah. I'm just wondering though, like you're talking about stuff that I've never seen before, and I'm wondering if they'll have a better time trying to get more people into VR if there's like bridging applications, you know, like applications that work both with and without VR. Because you keep talking about stuff that is only accessible after I buy a VR headset. You know, it's like you're talking about things that, you know, you're selling to people who already have the thing. And so you're not selling to people like me. And you're not doing anything to convince people like me to buy a headset. I mean, I don't even see that part of Steam. If they want more people to be into VR, wouldn't they want to try and hook me somehow with their marketing? I don't know. Yeah, you're not a salesman, I get it. But you know, like, a lot of games have demos. Or, you know, sometimes game has like, you know, on Steam a game will have like a free weekend or something, so you can spend the weekend playing the game for free, and if you like it you can buy it. I understand VR is hardware, and so you can't do it as easily. I guess that's what Apple stores are, right? The Apple stores, you go in and you can like touch the iPads and iPhones before you buy them. Quizzic says, but I get what you mean. I never knew a lot about these games before I owned it. Yeah, that's right. Like how are they? If they want to sell more VR stuff, how are they going to sell it to me if I can't even see the VR section on Steam? Like they don't even say, "Oh, this is look at all the stuff you're missing out on." I mean, that would be the sales tactic, right? Look at all these cool games you can't play right now because you don't own VR yet, Simon. Why don't you buy VR right now, Simon? We need VR stores, is what we need. Like an Apple store. Just go in and try stuff. I think you can see it though, it's just in the store categories. Yeah, I know. But like it's... I can probably just... Like I have to go to it manually, is what I mean. Like I don't... It's not promoted to me. Actually, it might be because my computer is not strong enough for VR. Because you need a pretty powerful computer too, right? So like Steam, every now and then Steam measures your computer. I think that might be the problem too. Like, first I need a new computer, then I need a VR set, and then I can start buying their games. Maybe if you add like one VR game to your wishlist, you probably get loads of ads for it. Maybe.